gonna be like a video in a video. That's awesome. So you get to see this version of me. So how are you watching me? How are you seeing me?
Right here. I can see you seeing me, and I can hear you.
So we're on live on mobile. This is like a video inside a video. This is very Inception. And I could see me. I could see me there and here. Awesome. Okay, so we'll see. Should be interesting. I wonder if I cut off the feed from the one. Hello, Annie, good morning. If I cut off this feed, will this feed continue and it will be okay? Get a test screen. But I'm going to get one, Malcolm. Experiencing technical difficulties. Please stand by. Maybe it won't lag because it's on both now. That's interesting. Or maybe it'll just have a crossing of FB streams and explode. And then we'll just have like two parallel FBs. Wouldn't that be awesome? Jenny, exactly. Yeah. Exactly. Like Wile E. Coyote. We can run some Acme tests. Thank you, Linda. At least I still look good. Yes, at least the image is still, you know, oh, I'm looking kind of fuzzy. I'm going to have to shave a bit. For sure. All right, let me continue. I'm sounding better now. So I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm live. Who knows? We'll see. All right, so let's continue. Book updates. Don't forget to leave your reviews for Dark Glass. I'm writing Walking the Razor. I'm already a few chapters into Walking the Razor. So don't forget to leave your reviews on Dark Glass to see where we are on the Dark Glass reviews. Can we check to see where we are on the Dark Glass reviews? Let's see. I know it's been reviewed. I haven't pushed it as much because I've been writing and dealing with Blood Rule. But I know the reviews are up there. I try not to push too much on the reviews. I know they're important, but you know, you guys are awesome and leave reviews anyway. But I know Dark Glass. Wow, I got one review. I'll have to share a review with the mob. I got one review that was really upset. And even though it was a 4-star review, it was like, whoa. Yeah, they got upset. They were upset at the way it ended. Oh yeah, it's 114 reviews. It's pretty awesome. Please keep leaving reviews. If you haven't left a review for Dark Glass, please do so. Let's see. It's lagging on the Facebook one, on the computer, but it's not lagging on the mobile. Right? It's interesting. So there's 8 on the mobile and 9. I guess there's 9. Okay. So strange.
You can't go by yours because yours.
Right, mine's the direct one. Yeah. Hold on, I got a message. Ooh. Sorry about that, guys. Okay. I think it's better on the mobile. I'm gonna do the mobile. Here. Yeah. I'm closing this down because it's getting laggy even for me now. So, closing. Boom. Closed. I'm going to save it though because it's still like 20 minutes or so. Alright. Okay. So, we're on mobile now. So I'm going to move you guys up here. Here. And... Can you still see me? Am I still on? Awesome. Okay, great. Hello, Rhiannon. Welcome. So if you just got here, we moved from the computer to mobile. So that's why it might look a little different when we're narrow. So switch over to there might be a different feed in the mob family. So in the room, so switch over there because it's probably much better, clearer, and better sound. And it's probably what we just have to do. I don't mind doing mobile. Yes, the computer's a Mac, Malcolm. Yes, it is. Is the Mac just acting up? Is that what you're saying? The Mac is acting up? Well, I was a PC person for a very, 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 very long time. And I just recently got this Mac. How long have I had the Mac?
A year and a half.
About a year and a half, yeah. So I'm a new Mac person. But my phone is not Mac. My phone is an Android. Oh, is that what it is? Okay, cool. It's a Mac thing. Got it. Maybe next time I'll try it on the laptop, on the other laptop, on the PC. I have a PC. I can try it on that too. And maybe we can do that. So we'll see. All right, Chris says we're good. We're good. All right, so let's continue. So Dark Glass, please leave your reviews. It's 114 reviews. I usually don't push the reviews because you guys, everyone has lives. I get it, and we're all doing our thing, and so I understand that. So, but the reviews help discoverability of the book. So please leave your reviews when you can. It doesn't have to be a tome. It doesn't have to be a long report. Just, hey, I like the book, or hey, I want to curse Orlando because the way this book ended. There are a few of those reviews there. So yeah, Malcolm says he gave his Mac away. See, I like this because I don't have to scroll. I can just read it, which is awesome. Always blame it on Apple. Yeah, it's Apple's fault. See, between Apple and FB, that's why. So leave your reviews when you can. I'd appreciate it. It helps the book, and it helps get the word out there, and it's also social proof. So people who are reading or looking for books, like Dolly's on KU, and I know when I go to read a book, even if I'm on KU, I'll look to see how many reviews it has. Not so much the kinds of reviews, but if it has a lot of reviews, because that means people are interested in it. Now, you should always make up your own mind, obviously, but we're all this way. This is just human nature. If everyone is saying, if you see a lot of people have read this book, you'll be more interested in reading it. So that's why the reviews matter. I don't know if the reviews really influence Amazon one way or the other. We hear as authors that at 50 reviews and at 100 reviews, it kind of pushes the visibility of the book more. But there's no real way to prove that because Amazon doesn't disclose those kind of things. So again, just leave the reviews, and you know, it doesn't have to be a long thing. Short line is good. The Art for Blood rule closes today. So if you are a shredder, and I know we discussed this a little earlier on, if you're a shredder, today at 6 p.m. that art closes. So get your notes in, answer your questions. I don't think the questions are dependent on the time. I think you can leave your questions, the answers to your questions, even after the art itself closes, because the notes just don't get received anymore, but you can leave answers to the questions. But do the notes by 6 p.m. because at 6 p.m. it gets closed. And so that's it. There are no more notes after 6 p.m. Right, Jenny. So yeah, maybe it's just a bad tech day. It could be. Welcome back, Cynthia. So Walking the Rays has been started. So no one's really read Walking the Rays except for probably Dolly at this point. How is it so far?
Amazing.
Dolly says it's amazing. She's very biased though.
I got insider info.
She has insider info that she's willing to sell. What are you selling it for? Chocolate. I think it's for chocolate.
Always chocolate.
So, welcome, Shenli. Welcome, Wendy. Who's out, Shenli? Welcome, Wendy. My brain is trying to do several things at one time. So welcome, Wendy. Yeah, that's okay. Oh, you got a new insulin pump. Okay, cool. Well, I'm glad I hope that's working well. So Walking the Race is being written. Dolly's read, I think, the first chapter, and she says it's amazing. But like I said, she is biased. But I will be putting up snippets. You guys have the first chapter. It might have changed just a little bit because I added the first chapter of Walking the Razor to Dark Glass because I knew how Dark Glass ended and how it was going to irk people. So, yeah, not spilling it. I'll put the snippets out. I think you have the first chapter. I'll put some of the second chapter up before the weekends. I'll put it up today so you guys have it for the weekend. Welcome, Benna. Oh, see, Wendy, that's probably what it is. You get called Cindy because it's a channeling of your mom, maybe. Jenny wants to know. Malcolm says how much chocolate for the book, and Jenny wants to know what kind of chocolate. Dark chocolate, obviously. I'll show you guys. It's dark chocolate. Dark chocolate. And yeah. So dark chocolate is the way. I don't know. Do you know what? You like dark chocolate? Yeah. Dolly doesn't like dark chocolate. Milk chocolate for Dolly. Not Hershey's dark chocolate. Ghirardelli, yeah, Ghirardelli, Godiva, you know, Lindt, you know, the run-of-the-mill chocolates. Yeah. So I'll put a snippet up for Walking the Razor at some point today for the weekend. Let's see what else. Audiobooks, number 5, right? And number 6 are done, approved. Homecoming and Dragons and Demigods. They should be out at the end of this month, September. So we'll have 6 audiobooks out, which is awesome. The other books are in production. 7, 8, I believe, are in production. Malcolm says, give her an address for milk chocolate delivery. Jenny says, ooh, Lindt truffles. Yeah, yeah, truffles. After Walking the Razor, which goes out in October, because it has to be done right away, or else I get murderized. Then I'm jumping into Sepia and finishing that series. So Paige says you should try Lindt chili chocolate. Sounds like an interesting combination. Lindt chili chocolate. So after the Walking the Razor is done, I'm jumping into Nameless, which is the next Sepia book, and after Nameless, it's Demon, which is the final Sepia book, and that series will be done. So Sepia will be finished. I'm really torn between first person and third person. I'm so used to doing it in first person now, all the Monty Strong, but Sepia was written in third person, and so I'm gonna try third, and if I can't do it in third, depends on how the voice flows, I'm gonna have to do it in first. And there'll be cameos, because it's gonna finish at the 5th book. I'll have cameos from different places, from different characters. So I think Monty Strong will make a cameo, even though they were already there with Callisto. If you haven't read Dark Glass, I'm not spoiling anything, but Monty Strong will make a cameo, and I'm thinking a few other characters will make cameos in there. So so let's see, the chocolate conversation has been going on. Wow, the transcriber model, 1 ounce per word. Jeez. Welcome back, Audrey. Anytime you can spend with us is awesome. Try ephemeral 4th person. Yeah, Andrew, pass. That and 2nd person doesn't happen. So welcome, Robert. If I've missed you, we're on mobile, and it moves a little faster than when it's on the computer, and it's hard. The feed is shorter. So if I missed you, good morning, welcome, or good afternoon, because we've gone into the afternoon here. So yeah. Yeah, Darren, I think first person, well, obviously the story would be told from, well, Darren says after reading Blood Rule, I think Sepia will be a good in first person. The problem is that the first 3 books of Sepia were in third person, and making the shift into first person might be a little jarring. So I have to kind of read it and see how it goes from third to first. But I think first person would be good for Sepia, only because Sepia is such an amazing character, and shifting it over to first person would be awesome, especially as she is making that transition, you know. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, I think it feels a lot smoother, this feed on mobile. So it seems to be happening much better on mobile. And maybe just that it's an Apple. We're going to blame Apple. Apple and Facebook. See, the interface here is not the same as the one on the computer. On the mobile, it's really easy. I just pick Monty Strong case files, boom, go live, it's easy. Yeah, Chris says, I did not like where Sepia left off. No, and I really apologize to all of you who are Sepia fans, because Monty Strong came in right as the 3rd book finished, and then took off. Like, I had to write those stories, so I'm going to finish Sepia. Yes, Wendy, there were tech issues earlier, and we moved from the computer. Wendy asked were the tech issues that she missed. Yes, so there were tech issues on the computer, and we moved from the computer to mobile. And so on the mobile, which is what we're on now, it seems to be going much better. So we might have to just stick to mobile, especially if they're going to change, FB is going to change the UI. That's going to screw with everything, because it did before. So Darren, don't feel bad. I'm going to have to go back and read Sepia too. And I wrote it. So imagine. I mean, I have my notes and I know where the story is. I know where the story needs to go. But it's like I have to read for the little details just to get the nuances back. And it's been a while. How long has it been since Sepia? 2 years? It's been like 2 years, 3 years? Check the publishing of Sepia. I know it's been a while since Sepia was written. So 4 years? No, not 4 years. Well, let's see. I've been doing this now for 8 years. So it could be 4 years. Wow. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back and read Sepia anyway. So 4 years. Chris says 4 years. Yeah, 4 years is gonna be rough. So I might have to read a lot of Sepia to get the flow of the story again. So, and if you're an author, just understand this is why you don't stop a series to go start writing another series, because, and I'm guilty of this more than once. I've done it again. Like I've done it with Aftermath. I've done it with let's see, we could go down the list. I've done it with Gideon Shepherd. I've done it with the Blackjacks. I've done it. So yeah, try to stick to a series and finish it. So yeah, I'll read 2 and 3 and get it done. Once I read 2 and 3, and the story will click and it'll happen, and it'll flow easier. Right after Walking the Razor, as I'm finishing Walking the Razor, I'll jump into Sepia 2 and then Sepia 3, and then we'll write Sepia 4. Get that out, and then right after that, write Sepia 5, and get that out too, and finish off Sepia. Let's see what else. Oh, if you didn't catch it, yeah, tangents are awesome. True, Chris, but then they set back everything else. If you didn't catch it, I just recently did a quick interview. Well, I wouldn't say quick. It was like an hour or so with John Logsdon and Kimbra Swain. So it's got to be on the feed somewhere in the mob. And if you didn't get to catch it, look for it. It's there. And we had kind of like an author interview thing, and it was pretty awesome. So try to catch up and read that. I'm not sure if John has any PPD books out, but double check. I think John, can you see if John has any books out and see? Okay. But yeah, Malcolm says unless M&S flows after Razor. M&S always flows. It's the strangest thing. I don't know how to put it. I'll write anything else, a tangent to M&S, and when I come back to Monty and Strong, it flows just really easily. It's the only one that does that. So Chris says it's under the new media tab, videos. So look there and you'll see the review. Thanks, Paige. It was great doing that interview. It was a lot of fun. John's always great. Kimber was fantastic. So we had a lot of fun. So it's kind of like a round table interview. We should do more of those. So I'm going to try and do something like that and see if we can invite some awesome people. I think the first person we'll have is John, because yeah. Okay, so E-Index is out next week and Phoenix is just out. So pick up all the new PPD stuff from John, please. So I know he's been working on E-Index. So yeah. Dragon Scrape, right? Okay, yeah, awesome. So pick those up, please, guys. All right, we have questions. What time? Oh, now my timer's over there. So. Yeesh. Hold on a second, guys. Can you put a timer for 30 minutes? Sorry, guys. I checked the timer, which is on my phone, and it pauses the feed. So, let's see. Yeah, Simon is a lot of fun. In this book, in Walking the Razor, because he doesn't have... He has Monty in a different way, but he's working with Jessica. If you remember Jessica from the Black Orchid, there's some developments around her, and she's coming to some stark realizations. But he's working with Jessica, and he's becoming the Monty almost in this setup, because she's not snarky like he is, but she's a little clueless as to what's going on because she's so new. So he's now a little older. He's a little bit more seasoned, let's put it that way. It's an interesting switch for him. Let's see. Dolly says Searing Instinct number 8 is out. Las Vegas PPD number 8 is out on September 18th. So next Friday, the next E-Index is out. So if you haven't pre-ordered it, get it, guys. It's let's make sure the PPD does well. All right, let's see. Malcolm wants to know if I ever had characters hijack a book and make it end majorly different. Yeah, Dark Glass was the last one where that happened. Where I had it ending a certain way, and it went in a completely different direction, and that's why I had to end the way it ended, because it ended up instead of coming to a nice closed ending at the end of Dark Glass, it went off on such a tangent that now it had to continue into Walking the Razor. And I had an idea and an outline for Walking the Razor already that I had to tweak to accommodate the ending of Dark Glass, which is a pain in the ass. Same thing with Blood Rule. Blood Rule was supposed to be a 20K novella. It was supposed to end at 20K. It was the end of 2 stories. And it ended up being, what was it, 43K? 43K. So more than double. So Michigo, Byako, let's see who else hijacked that book. I would say Michigo hijacked that book. Major. That character did a major hijack of that book, because she had to go through certain things. There are a lot of great things about Blood Rule in the sense of you got to see the relationship of Michigo as a sensei, but you also got to see the relationship of Michigo as a kohai with her sensei. And that echo was repeated throughout the book. So I wanted to shorten it. Well, no, I didn't want to shorten it. I wanted to make it only 20K, but the story determined that it needed to be longer. And it's either write the story longer, or like Dolly said, you should have just wrote another book, Blood Rule Part 2. And I was like, no, I'm not going to write Blood Rule Part 2. So it's either write it or write it the length it needs to be, or truncate it, and then you'll know that it's something's missing, because you'll pick up on it, I'm sure. And I'll know something's missing, and I don't want to truncate it. Malcolm wants to know if we'll see more of Byako. Yeah. Did you read Blood Rule? If you read Blood Rule, you'll see that there's opening for something called the Shadow Dragons, and Byako's in that. So that probably will end up being a series of its own. Dark Glass ending is kind of like life sometimes. Yeah, Audrey, exactly. I had a specific ending for Dark Glass, and it went. I think I told Dolly the story. I was like on chapter 29, 28, and I'm like, wait a minute, I'm at 40 something K, and the story it's not gonna end the way I thought it was gonna end. So there you go. It had to kind of conclude there, but not end. And so if you read some of the reviews, there's one. I mean, I'll put it up in the mob. I don't like to put the reviews so much because it's kind of putting people on blast, and they kind of you don't want people get upset at that. But there was one review that really, I want to say, it tickled me, because I don't take reviews personally. I've always had the opinion that once a book is out in the world, yes, I wrote it, but it's no longer just mine. So, and everyone brings their own opinion to the reviews. But there was one review that really made me kind of laugh, because she was upset that the book ended the way it did, and she called BS on my ending, and she called it a trick, and it was all this. I'm like, no, I don't write cliffhangers. The last time I tried to do a cliffhanger was Blood is Thicker. I nearly got killed for that. That was book 3. So this one just had to happen. And the time I tried to kill Peaches, and that really almost got me killed. So no more of that. Let's see. Oh god, I gotta go back to the feed. Let's see. Yes, a new series, The Shadow Dragons. You know me, guys. But there will be the Shadow Dragons will be a series. I just don't know when I'll get to it, because I really want to write Zephyr, the Dreamwalker series, and I really want to write Nixia White. If you guys saw the cover for Nixia White, you'll see why. The cover is amazing. So there's a lot of things I really want to write. So I don't know what to tell you. It's just, sometimes I'll speak to authors and they'll ask me, isn't it ever hard to get ideas, and I'm like, no, sometimes it's the opposite. It's hard to shut up the ideas, or it's hard to kind of channel them, because they come at you so quickly. So I'll deal with it. And what I try to do is I always try to write the ideas down, and then get to them eventually. Like there's the birth of the Assassin's Apprentice. That whole series needs to get finished. The Division 13 series needs to get kind of finished. So yeah, the Blackjacks needs to get kind of done. There's a lot.
Can you write Bangers and Mash?
Bangers and Mash needs to get done. So that's actually going to be a series, Bangers and Mash, but it's just going to be completely comedic. Let's see. Sleep less, write more. Yeah, Malcolm. Sure, that'll be great because I'm sleeping so much now. Do we get a sneak peek at the cover? Which cover, Wendy? There's a lot of covers out there. I have a lot of covers that the mob has never seen. So, cover reveal of which one? Of They Bite. They Bite looks awesome. So They Bite. It's a Nixia White. Nixia White is the main character. They Bite is going to be what I consider urban fantasy grimdark. So it's a little darker. It's a little more. How would you put it? How would you explain They Bite? It's not as light as Monty and Strong. It's dark. It's grimdark. Yeah.
He's only half the man he used to be.
Dolly's quoting a line from the first chapter. He's only half the man he used to be. So Nixia is an anti-hero, and her partner is a demon named Acheron. And yeah, I'd have to share the first chapter, and then that would just get me into all kinds of trouble. So I'll definitely share the cover of They Bite, though, because I really want to write that one. Then I gotta write so many things to write. Tina says, and yes, Chris, secrets are hard to keep. Tina says, thank you for interacting with us. When are you going to write more Brew and Chew? See, Brew and Chew. I gotta write Brew and Chew because I have Brew and Chew. That's the next story, actually. It's called Brew and Chew after Hellhound Blues. And then after that, it's Cold Girl. And yeah. Yes, Darren. Well, let me answer Tina first. More Brew and Chew probably next year. I'll finish off the trilogy because it's 3 books. 3 stories, but I'll keep writing Brew and Chew because those are little adventures that Peaches goes on with his crew. As for if Nixia White is as dark as Gray, it's darker than Gray. Yeah, it's a little bit more darker. Because Gray is dark, but Nixia White goes even beyond that. So it would be the darkest. It would be closest to horror, almost. So yes. So Malcolm says, "Told you, Leslie, who needs 3 hours?" I know. I gotta work on that 1 hour. That 1 hour and nighttime sleep. Yeah, it's definitely gritty. Only blinking. I sleep when I blink. Those are my sleep moments. I just blink and there you go. That was a nap right there. All right, so that's the situation with the audiobooks. That's the situation with the interview. I'm gonna try and see if we can do more interviews. See what happens. And the stuff to write that I won't get to. I really want to focus on getting Sepia done this year, and we're already in September, so it has to get done this year. And I'll try to sprinkle in the short stories in between, the novellas in between books. But the schedule is looking a little tight for Sepia and all that other stuff to get written. So Chris wants to know, when will Blood Rule go live? The art closes today, so Blood Rule will probably be live Monday at the latest. Maybe even Sunday night. I always put it up for the mob at a discounted price for the mob, and then it goes live. Darren says, where is meditation? Blink and it's done, for sure. Yeah, I'm working on that. See, Wendy knows it. You don't falling into the... Let me go back because the feed's going quick. We don't want him falling further into insanity due to sleep deprivation. Yes, sleep deprivation is a serious thing. Let's not go there. Let's pass. Hello, Carolyn. Welcome. How are you? I haven't seen you in a while. Hope the writing is going well. Congratulations on your last book. So, what is that? That, you know, it says bring them on camera. I think we can have like a lot of people over here. It doesn't say it on yours. You see what it says bring them on camera? I'm wondering if we can. I think we on my feed, whenever someone enters into the chat, it says bring them on camera. So I'm wondering if at one point we just bring everyone on camera and everyone can be watching everyone at the same time. Carolyn says she's good. She's trying not to kill some kids with all this schoolwork. Yeah. Now people are appreciating the work teachers have done for like decades, because teachers have been greatly underappreciated. It's hard work teaching kids. It's hard work dealing with all this stuff that's happening with them and coordinating the schoolwork. Happy early birthday. Whose birthday? Oh, Laura, happy early birthday. I try to always celebrate birthdays. Sometimes I get it right, sometimes I miss, and I say, happy belated birthday, but I try to always celebrate. Mary Lane, good afternoon. Well, we're in the afternoon now. Good afternoon, Mary Lane. Welcome. Welcome to our Cafe Clutch. Or Cafe Kvetch, because it's kvetch about things. So no, you don't have to change out of your PJs. Wendy, it's like, no, don't bring me on camera. I gotta get out of my PJs first. No, that's okay. I'm not bringing anyone on camera. I wouldn't want to embarrass people like that right away. You'd have notice. Carolyn says, I can never be a teacher. My patience sucks. Yeah, well, that's what being a teacher is. It's rough. I've taught karate. I haven't taught in academia or scholastically, but I have taught martial arts. And it's tough. It's tough. Dealing with kids, teaching kids, even adults. Teaching requires a lot of patience. So I give kudos to all the teachers that are doing it now and that have been doing it for so long. Let's see. So what's your badass shop? Oh, the ZAZZLE store. It's a link. If that's what you're meaning, the ZAZZLE store, the M&S ZAZZLE store there's a link in the mob. So yeah, Chris, it's there. When you send me a request, it says bring them on camera, and then there's a prompt, and then I can bring you on, I can add you. Their friends won't be able to watch this live video unless they're in your selected audience. Oh, cool. We'll have to test it and see. It's awesome. Let's see, what else are we discussing? I hope you're all staying safe and wearing your masks. Okay, send me, let me try it. Okay, I'm going to try it again, Chris. Hold on, let me try it. I didn't try it last time. Bring them on camera. Adding. It says adding you. You there? It says adding. Connect. It says adding.
Says I'm joined. Says I'm joined.
That is cool.
I
wonder if we could just add everyone at some point. And we just have major, we have a model up at some point. And we just have major, we have a model up at some point. And we just have major,
okay.
Breaking up, so I'm going to take it off because it's breaking up everything. But that's
it's really breaking up later, guys.
Wow, that is cool. Yeah, he went a little laggy and broken up, but I think that's something we should definitely look into because that would be cool. Yeah, Chris was a little laggy where he was. Awesome, that's something we need to look into for sure. I like that. I like that concept and that idea. It's something we can probably do here. Probably easier than on the computer because the computer's an Apple, and of course, everything breaks on an Apple. So there you go. What else were we discussing? So, we have like, I don't know, how much time do we have? Oh, good, we got a lot of time. My volume is lower now, or am I just speaking lower? Hold on, let me see. Can you hear me now? Maybe the adding of Chris lowered the volume a bit. Yeah, it just takes a while. Yeah, it probably just has to shift. Yeah. So I hope you're all staying safe. The virus is still out there, and you need to be wearing your mask, social distance. I just want to put that out there. The PSA. It's really important that you guys, observe. I know schools are opening. People are trying to get back to normal. There's no vaccine yet, and so really try to be careful. Wear your masks if you have to go out there, and be careful, okay? Today's also 9/11, so 19 years ago, we had the situation where the towers were attacked. And despite what you may feel about it, people's people perished in that attack. So it's a day of remembrance for that as well. Especially here, you know, I'm in New York, so it's a real big deal here in New York. But it's a big deal in this entire country. So just take a moment to reflect on that too. Okay, for today. Let's see. So after the sepia blue books are done, I'll be finished. I'll be not finishing because there's like a whole bunch, but I'll be writing the next gray book too. So there you go. So there's more gray to come. And gray makes a great appearance in, what is it? Blood Rule. Please wish your dad a birthday if he's healthy and with us, Jenny. So, yes. So, but always wear a mask in public, like Chris says. It's important. Always wear a mask in public. Hello, Renee. Welcome. So happy birthday to your dad. I wanted to bring in a little bit more of honor into the Michiko story, but not too much, because the light council, dark council thing comes to a head later on. Chris, it's not your birthday next week? You sure? You're not like 300? So, but that's definitely going to be more gray. Somebody had said that in the mob. You can always have a lot of gray. That's good. Leslie, welcome. So, Chris, happy no birthday to you, and happy birthday to Jenny's dad. How's that? Chris is ageless. There you go. Did you mean ancient? Is that what that was? That's a typo. Got it. So let's go with Audrey, the question queen, has questions. We got like a good 10 minutes, right?
12:06.
All right, let's do these questions. Tracy, take care. Thank you for being here with us. And if duty calls, duty calls. You got to go do what you got to do. Stay safe. Have fun. Enjoy your weekend, please. Okay, question number 1 from the question queen, Audrey. Is one of your characters based in part on someone you know? No. I try not to do that anymore. I did that in my first few books. The first series I wrote was most of the characters were based on people I knew. But after a while, you don't want to do that because you get yourself in trouble, and also it's just it limits your imagination too. And people kind of pick up on, hey, is this character based on me? And then you might insult people. So try not to do that if you're an author. Let's see what Renee says. My dad was a first responder. He went to New York to support friends. My youngest quit college to go into the army. Yeah, so there you go. I mean, everyone has a different calling in their life. So my sister's retired Navy. After 20 some odd years, she was Navy. So everyone has a different calling. And I did martial arts. The choice that I made was either I was going to go into the Marines or I was going to do martial arts. And I knew my disposition that I would get kicked out of the Marines because I wasn't going to take well to people shouting at me. So I figured martial arts, and where people shouted, but not at me. So that works. But I have deep respect for our armed services. And again, my sister's Navy, and I completely support all armed services because you guys keep us safe, and, you know, I'm always proud to say that my sister's Navy. So, and then I know there's a rivalry between Navy and the Jarheads and all the other. I don't know all the acronyms for all the names you guys call each other, but definitely all the armed services are awesome. So yeah. So everyone thinks, as Chris said, everyone thinks they're a character in a book. I try not to base characters on anyone, only for that reason, because when you read it, if the character resonates with you, you associate yourself with that character. So I try to make the characteristics that the character has broad, so that anyone can associate, but it's also specific to that character. So Michiko's a badass. So if you think you're a badass, Michiko's based on you. There you go. So that kind of resolves that. And yes, Marines are awesome. Even though my sister calls them jarheads. And she says they won't get anywhere without the Navy. So there you go. Yeah, exactly, Jenny. You had almost all 4 of them covered. So awesome. All right, next question. So the answer to the question, do I base characters on people I know? No, I try not to. I try not to base characters on people I know, and I try not to ever use characters that other authors have created. That gets you into trouble in a different way. And again, you have an imagination. Exercise it. Exercise your imagination and create your characters and use them and create worlds and scenes and scenarios where they can do what they want to do. Yeah, that's one way to do it, Paige. If you get everyone support, Paige says an author friend of mine based almost every character in his series on his friends with full knowledge and support. That's great. And you know, that probably works for that author, which is awesome. But I try not to do that because that's something I do. What I will do though is I will get readers and put them in the books occasionally. So if I have like a contest to be in the book, you get to be in the book and then you get to die, which is awesome. So there you go. So that's one way I do have readers in the books, and usually they die. Cassandra died. Craig died. There were a few readers that were answered, like they were like questions or competitions, and they won, and then they were put in a book, and they get killed. So there you go. Malcolm says, I had to laugh at the Shrek questions. Did you find any other characters annoying? Davina's answer is always going to be Chi. I don't know what it is. Davina doesn't like Chi. That's all. So you're not gonna change your mind. And you know, Davina's Davina. So don't mess with the comma, the tower of the comma. Yeah, Chris, exactly. They have to die. You get a glorious death though. Cassandra died really well in Full Moon How. So yeah, you get to be a red shirt. Exactly. I should call it the red shirt contest, basically, Wendy, because you get to be a red shirt. You know you're gonna be in the book, and you know you're gonna die. So there you go. All right. So next question. What is one thing you did as a child but cannot imagine doing now? Not even as a child. Rig banners. I wouldn't imagine doing banner rigging right now. Banner rigging is where you get to hang off the side of buildings with a 25-30 pound drill on your side, a bag of lag bolts, and you get to lag bolt a banner. And they weren't that big, but it varied, somewhere like 40 by 60 feet, somewhere 20 by 20 feet. You get to lag bolt that banner into the side of the building. So you had to drill a hole, and you had to hammer in a lag bolt, and then ratchet in the lag through a grommet so the banner would be adhered to the building. There's no way I would do that now. That's something that I only did when I was crazy and immortal. So I wouldn't do that now. So yeah, anything that has to do with that kind of, it's a risk because you got to hang off the side of a building, and the way to get down, you don't have a motorized lift or anything. You had to jump off the roof of the building. So you had those big claws that window washers use to hold up their scaffolding. We put ropes through that attached to a Bolson's chair. If you know what a Bolson's chair is, you know what it is. It's what they use to cut branches and dangerous branches from trees when they can't get to it with a cherry picker. You get in a Bolson's chair, you throw up a rope, you get up there, you climb up, and you cut the branch. Well, we would do that, but on the side of a building. No thanks, not anymore. I don't mind heights. Heights never bother me. Just doing that that wouldn't happen. As a child, I did so many things that I probably couldn't do now because I was just feral as a child. So, yeah. So there are a lot of things I couldn't do now that I did as a child. So that I wouldn't want to do now because I have kids now. And so they would look at me and go, oh, so we could do that? And yeah, that's not happening. So, okay, third question. What song always gets your foot tapping? Jeez. We'd be here for hours if I have to make a list of that. I am very musically inclined, as is my tribe. They're all doing some kind of music. It's in the family. So, for me, it varies from what I'm doing, what activity I'm doing. It depends. But I like all kinds of music, and I listen to all kinds of music. Even when I'm writing, I listen to music. I'm one of the few. I don't know that many writers who do it. I'm one of the few writers that, as they're writing, they can listen to music. I can do that. I can listen to music and write because what it does is the music shuts off the censor in my head that says, "Ooh, that thing you just wrote stinks. Don't write that." Music keeps that part of my brain busy, and then I can just write, and that's awesome. But other than that, I listen to all kinds of music. So if you guys have questions, now is the time to ask. Let's see, what is when he says, I've done similar from a motorized lift, putting 250 torque pulse. Yeah, that's pretty much, yes, it's things like that. I've done the motorized lifts too. They're not fun. I mean, they're fun, but they're not fun. And they're not fun in the winter in New York. Yeah, see, that's why I don't do those things now, Chris. Because exactly, Chris says my kids will always wait for dad to do something stupid, then they can laugh at. Yeah, that's why I don't do that. So the beer barrel polka, it wouldn't be motivating to write to, but I would definitely tap my foot to it though, for sure. Top 3 songs. I couldn't even give you top 3 songs, Marilyn, because there's just so many songs. Don't forget that I'm also ancient, so I come from several generations of music, and it's a lot. It's a lot. Chris says I have to have quiet when working on something that requires focus. I tried that. It doesn't really work for me. It's weird that my brain operates that way. I mean, that's what makes us also interesting. We all have different methods of doing things. I've tried to write quiet, and usually what I'll write is ideas when it's quiet. But if I'm gonna actively write the story, I have music going on. I'll listen to vocal trance as I'm listening to it, and that drives other people crazy. And I can listen to it and write. It's crazy, but that's the way my brain works. You know, everyone, like you said, every brain works differently. For me, the vocal trance, what it does, so when I'm writing, I'll listen to vocal trance, and it does shut down the sensor. But when I'm editing, I need to listen to like ambient music because it's a different mind space, and that's when I need to focus. I still have to have music, but it has to be music without any lyrics. No, there can't be any lyrics. It just has to be ambient music. Then I'll do it, and then I can do the editing, no problem. As long as it's not too mellow, because then I'll just fall asleep. Because editing, it's very different from writing. Editing is really, you have to focus and look at the details and make sure that the notes and the corrections that you're adding work with the story as a whole. And if you're putting ambience, like really mellow, slow music, you'll fall asleep. So it's different. But yeah, it's like Wendy says, I'll do better with the music in the background. It keeps the other half of my brain busy. I really think there's a science to it somewhere, where the music occupies a side of your brain. It's interesting because I would think that it's the creative side, but it's not. But it occupies a side of your brain that doesn't interfere with your writing. Are we close to the end? Oh, okay. Chris says I use different music for different moods. Yeah, sometimes when I'm writing fight scenes, I'll use epic music. And epic music, for those of you that don't know, it's like, well, we got like a minute. Oof. Epic music, for those that don't know, is like that. It's like that music you'll hear in like movie soundtracks for large scale battles or for that climax. And I'll listen to that while I'm writing a fight scene. And for me, it's almost like having a soundtrack to the scene. So sometimes I'll do that. It's awesome. And but usually it's vocal trance. And vocal trance has that kind of sweeping music too. Laura says I listen to music when I'm working on jewelry making. Right. And Jenny says she'll listen to music when working on assessments. How the music you listen to and when you listen to it, how it affects what you do. So it would be interesting to see if I can find a study done on that, on how the listening of music can affect your productivity. You're very welcome, Audrey. You are definitely the question queen. Every week you have given us questions. We're going to just dub you the official question queen, Audrey. Jenny says, interesting thing, Alzheimer's patients have been shown to remember music from their lives, and it helps them regain function for a time. I think music is intrinsically tied to the functioning of our brains. Even when we're young, and you see little kids, they listen to music, they react a certain way. And you don't have to teach kids to like appreciate music. They just listen to it and kind of move to it. So, yeah, it's pretty awesome. All right, so we're wrapping up. Today, remembrance for 9/11. 19 years ago today. For those of you that have first responders or people who were part of what happened, just take a moment to reflect on how lucky you are that you're still here. Okay? Stay safe, wear your mask, wash your hands, social distance. I know it sounds repetitive and you're hearing it over and over and over again, but please do this. For those of us that are not as young, it's to keep you safe, okay? And not only to keep you safe, but to keep people around you safe too. So please observe those things, at least until we get a real vaccine that can keep you safe and you get a shot, things like that. Have an awesome weekend. Go out. If you don't go out too much, but go out and walk around, enjoy the weather, you know, enjoy yourself. Stay safe, have fun, and be excellent to each other. And thank you. At some point, do we have to have another Peaches drawing?
We have some great ideas.
Yeah, we have some awesome ideas coming up. We may have another Peaches drawing. I think we have some other ideas to do with that. Oh, and also, to get your idea, this is Carl Skull shared this with me. I'm thinking of starting a Patreon page. I've never done this. I don't know what it really entails, but I'd like to get your ideas on that, on what some of the, because it has tiers and levels, so what we could do with that. So think about it. Let's discuss. Let's get some ideas going, because I'm sure we could make it something awesome and amazing. And I don't know. I've never tried it. So have a great weekend. Stay safe and take care. Be excellent. Bye.